you'll find the truth.
Hello friends, I am Radu, and this is New Consciousness Paradigm. In this video, I would like to explore the idea of meditation itself, what it is, how one may be able to reach a meditative state, and what are some basic instructions that you can use to begin a meditation practice. Meditation can be described and taught in many ways. However, what I find most relevant of all is the personal experience that we can achieve while following the natural rhythms of the body itself. The mind we believe we have is a powerful construct, but it is not the only agency at work in our experience of reality. Through differentiation, we can begin to work with a part of ourselves, a part of our mind, that is far subtler and more profound than our everyday experience. As we go about our daily lives, it may be hard to believe that we are only using one portion of our mind to understand reality. The part that is hidden from view is what we call our subconscious. Meditation helps us to reach the subconscious realm while fully lucid, and allows us to integrate parts of ourselves that we were not aware of. There are many other reasons why one would want to start a meditative practice. The benefits include lowering of stress and anxiety, improving concentration and motivation, having the ability to be centered in any situation, and overcoming difficulties. On a more spiritual plane, we may want to find out who and what we really are, to deepen the life of our feelings and imaginations, and, most importantly of all, to reach a state of transcendence of the self and the union with the cosmos. Whatever the reason behind the desire to start a meditative practice, the easiest way to learn is to begin with the hidden qualities of our body and the states of consciousness one can achieve through the use of the breath. From ancient times, different practices have been attempted in order to reach an altered state of mind or a higher state of mind. The breath, with its natural rhythms, connected as it is to our heartbeat, allows us to transcend notions that we have been given as ideas and become able to look at reality as a conscious observer. When we begin to pay attention to our breath, we become able to use all our focus, all our attention on the process of observing the breath. When we focus on the breath only, we can begin to disconnect from all our ideas, all our concepts, and simply experience the state of mind that is achieved as the focus is placed on our inherent process of life. Breathing is a natural part of the functioning of our organism, and also the most fundamental aspect of what keeps us alive. Without nutrition, the body can live for up to 2 or 3 weeks, or even a month. Without water, the body can only live for up to 3 days. But without breathing the oxygen around us, we cannot live for more than 10 minutes. Through this, it can be seen that when we connect to our breath, we connect to a part of us that is vital and also instinctive and intuitive. The first exercise in observing the breath is being able to move our conscious attention, our focus, away from our thoughts and directly onto the breathing process itself. The way to do this is by understanding that when we think, we simply use our conscious focus to traverse, as it were, the mental landscape where we rest our attention. When we realize that thoughts and concepts are merely chains of our conscious attention, dedicated to the object that we are perceiving in our minds, then we can begin to disconnect our attention from these thoughts and place it instead on the breath. Allow the totality of your attention to focus on the in-breathing and out-breathing process. Begin counting the amount of seconds it takes for you to breathe in and how long it takes for you to breathe out. Start noticing how you are not only aware of your breathing, but can also influence it. As you are counting the breaths, slowly attempt to increase the amount of time it takes to breathe in and also to breathe out. The important thing is that this process should be very comfortable. The breathing should not be straining. Instead, we should relax into the breath and allow it to become slower. We usually breathe in for about 2 to 3 seconds and also breathe out for the same. If we begin paying attention and increasing this time to about 4 to 5 seconds, we will slowly decrease our heart rate, and we will also increase the amount of focus that we can place upon the breathing process and the meditation itself. But, as stated before, the aim of having a 10-second complete breath cycle should not be the point. The point should be merely the slight increase of the length of our breath, not by using force, but by trying to become one with it. This is in order to be able to draw more focus in, and also to be able to remain in a state of balance. As we put our attention on our breath and begin counting the amount of time for each in-breathing and out-breathing, a shift begins to happen in our minds. Before, the focus was placed on the outer perceptions of the senses and the thoughts with which we deal with these perceptions. Now the focus is placed on a natural, instinctive part of our organism, the breath that maintains our life and also fuels us with the air that powers our thinking. As we become able to extend the breath, we can now begin to simply count the amount of breaths that we take. A good exercise after reaching this point is to count your breaths up to 20. The aim is again not to reach the 20th breath, but to experience the process of breathing in an intuitive way, while forming no thoughts about it or about the desire to reach the end of the meditation. After all, it is not about where we end up, but how we got there that makes the difference in how we experience our reality. A good aim to have when counting the breaths is to try to perform the following exercise. As you breathe in, draw all your attention, your whole focus, upon the very idea of being aware, of being conscious of this experience in the present moment. And as you breathe out, release all this focus, all your thoughts, and all desires with the outgoing breath. When you reach the end of the meditation, simply regain focus, become aware of the outer world, and when you are ready, open your eyes. As you repeat this time and time again, remember that the aim in meditation is not to perform instructions automatically, but to really make a conscious effort in genuinely inquiring into your own nature, into the nature of existence, and into the very idea of consciousness itself. While meditation may help in relieving physical symptoms, it will soon be realized that physical conditions are caused by mental conditions. Whatever beliefs we let guide us, that is the direction in which our lives will go. Through practice, and as this state becomes more and more familiar, we may end up having thoughts while we are performing the breathing exercises. And we may get lost in chasing after these thoughts and forget our exercise. This is perfectly alright. Our thoughts, our ideas, are what gives us a point of contact with the outer and also the inner world. As thoughts appear, do not try to oppose them. Simply allow them to wash over you like a gentle breeze, and return your attention back to the exercise. By not attaching to the thoughts, we allow, in this way, for our subconscious to speak to us. Our thought life is enriched and not impoverished by meditating. The point is that it is not the ability to not think that allows one to meditate. It is the ability to choose to not think that allows one to truly meditate. And this is precisely the point of meditation. It is an act of free will. As we go about our daily lives, our willpower, our choices are limited to the environment we are in and the rules we must follow. Even in thinking, we usually do not create new thoughts, but we ruminate over and over again around the same ideas. Where do these ideas come from? How are we to associate with them when we realize that we are not the content of our minds, but the actual active, conscious attention that is able to acquire the perceptions of the senses and experience the thoughts and feelings that lead us to assume a human persona, having a human experience? By choosing, out of our own free will, to set aside a time in the day to meditate, by letting go of our train of thoughts, we reach a state of inner tranquility and inner peace. This is a place where no powers move our minds, and we become able to use the same persistence, the same laser beam-like focus in the way we think. For thoughts are as well something we can experience, like our breath. And it is in choosing how we connect these thoughts that leads us to correct or incorrect comprehensions of existence. I hope these basic instructions have been helpful and that I have been able to impart what has helped me on my journey. Please let me know if you would like any more ideas or techniques that you can use in starting a meditation practice. It is a good aim to meditate at least once a day. In this way, you make an active, free choice and also a habit that can turn into an art form. Remember that whatever the reasons for our choices, it is in how we carry these choices out that usually makes the difference in how we experience our lives. May these thoughts help you on your journey, and may you have a great day.